はい、それでは皆様、お時間となりましたので、イベントの方を始めさせていただきたいと思います。ご着席の方をお願いいたします。So, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin with this event, so please be seated. 皆様、本日はご来場、ご視聴いただきまして誠にありがとうございます。本日のイベントは、大阪スプリングボード with Singapore Startups ということで、グリーントランスフォーメーションや AI 分野の活躍しているシンガポールのスタートアップ5社を紹介のイベントとなります。Today's event will be Osaka Springboard with Singapore events, and we'll be introducing 5 Singapore startup companies in the field of green transformation and artificial intelligence. 私は公益財団法人大阪産業局のインと申します。本日はどうぞよろしくお願いいたします。My name is Young-sung In from Osaka Business Development Agency, and I'll be your MC today. まずは、ピッチの前に大阪スプリングボードのプログラムについて簡単にご紹介をさせていただきたいと思います。Before we start the pitch, I'll be quickly go through about the program. So about the program, we have two main features, and first will be the individual support for overseas startups, and we provide business consulting and legal advice, and we also introduce Osaka City government's services to overseas startups. And also we are doing startup visa, so we also accept startup visas. 1番目としては個別サポートとなりまして、まずはビジネスコンサルティングと法律の相談を提供しております。続きまして、大阪市の行政のサポートサービスを紹介しておりまして、最後にスタートアップのビザもやっておりますので、その手続きもさせていただいております。And the second will be the business matching, and we arrange initial online meeting between overseas startups and Japanese companies. 2番目としては、ビジネスマッチングとしまして、日本の企業と海外のスタートアップの個別の相談の場を作っております。And for the eligible participants are the overseas startup companies which are founded outside Japan and with less than 10 years in business, and who are willing to base and expand their activities in Osaka. 対象者となりましては、海外のスタートアップとなりまして、海外で設立されて創業10年以内のスタートアップとなります。そして大阪、関西地域に事業の拡張を図っているスタートアップを対象としております。And these are our networks and partner organizations, and we provide information about various startup support organizations and events and programs in the Kansai region. そしてこちらが私たちのパートナー機関となりまして、スタートアップのイベントや支援機関、プログラムなどを様々な情報をお届けしております。それではですね、本日のイベントに移りたいと思います。改めて、今日はグリーントランスフォーメーションとAI 分野で活躍しているシンガポールのスタートアップ5社を紹介いたします。So let us begin with today's event, and 5 startup companies from Singapore will present their business ideas and plans. そしてこちらが今回のプログラムとなっておりまして、最初は今回のイベントのコラボレーションパートナーであるシンガポールの政府系機関エンタープライズシンガポールからご挨拶をいただきまして、その後は支援機関のエースからもご挨拶となります。その後、シンガポールのスタートアップ5社がピッチをして行いまして、それが終了後、このイベントは終了となります。So first of all, we'll have a brief opening remark from Enterprise Singapore and ACE Singapore, and after that, 5 Singapore companies will be pitching about 7 minutes, and please make sure that we have no Q&A sessions, but the speaking companies will be exhibiting their booths at the startup showcase, so feel free to stop by if you have questions or interested. こちらの登壇企業につきましては、後ろのスタートアップショーケース会場でブースを出展しておりますので、ご興味がある方はぜひお立ち寄りください。 そしたら、オープニングリマークから始めさせていただきたいと思います。So let's begin with the opening remarks. And please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ms. Amanda Dizon from Enterprise Singapore.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in this room. I know there are a lot of programs going on at the very wonderful and exciting Hack Osaka, so it's really great to have you all in this room. And also to those online, thank you so much for joining us today from wherever you are, in Singapore, Japan, or otherwise. So my name is Amanda. I'm the Regional Director from Enterprise Singapore's Northeast Asia and Oceania division. So together with my wonderful team based here in Tokyo, we support the needs of Singapore companies and startups who are looking to enter the Japanese market. Particularly in the area of startups and innovation, we're also looking to promote more two-way flow between Singapore and Japan. So thank you so much again for this opportunity to bring our startups here. Really, the spotlight is on them. So just let me introduce where we're from, what we do, as well as our value ecosystem partner, ACE, and then you can get to the exciting ones. So Enterprise Singapore is part of our larger Ministry of Trade and Industry family. So we have sister agencies that are here with us and also come up to Japan fairly often to engage with our stakeholders here. These include EDB, that looks at attracting the foreign investments into Singapore. And then we also have JTC, that looks at developing the physical infrastructure for the startup community, aside from the rest of their industrial parks. And then also A-Star, which is our science and technology agency. So what Enterprise Singapore does is we grow stronger Singapore enterprises. And we do this, one of the ways is by strengthening Singapore as a global node for startups and innovation. So Singapore is internationally recognized for innovation. I think culturally, we are a people that looks a lot at chasing rankings, academics are very important, studies are very important, always want to be at the top. But there's no point being at the top alone, right? So what we do is actually when we look at these reports and reviews, what we are looking for is which economies are developing in areas that are complementary to our interests, which economies present opportunities for us to deepen collaborations with, and that is really what we see value in. So take a market like Japan, for example. I think Japan and Singapore both share a very strong government support for startups and innovation. It is a key strategy for both sides to really catalyze our economic growth. And also in areas of society, we are facing very similar challenges in aging population and in the need to secure our energy future. So areas like green transformation, in areas like manufacturing, AI and robotics, these are areas where solutions are being developed in Singapore, in Japan, and I think we have companies, the large corporates here in Japan, the multinational enterprises in Singapore, they are looking at solving some of these problems together. And we are really looking at building these bridges between Singapore and Japan. So our goal for the startup ecosystem here really is to see Singapore as the place for startups to develop and grow. But not just where startups can come to land, but where startups can also launch from. So we have 6 key pillars to do this, but I'll just call out a few. So one of them is through deepening our global connections. I think by having an overseas presence in Tokyo, this is one of the ways, very tangibly, we are demonstrating our commitment to our partners here. We engage not just our stakeholders in Tokyo. We look at the entire Japan, from Okinawa to Kyushu to Hokkaido, and of course, right here in Osaka. So very glad to be here. We look at platforms for co-innovation. I think we have partners and stakeholders in many different areas, from the government agencies to the various regional governments to VCs and so on, that we are really looking at how to put everyone together, either in the same place or as part of a puzzle, right, to fit together. And then, of course, strengthening human capital. We have the talent pool in Singapore, and we are also looking at how we can tap on the various universities here, especially in Japan, to tap on the wonderful talent that we have at the universities to support the growth of the startups that want to enter the Japanese market. And of course, the financing opportunities. Increasingly, we are looking at attracting financing for deep tech, as well as increasing the pool of early growth funds. So really where we are today and where we hope to be is not without the support of our ecosystem partners. We have incubators and accelerators that are supporting our startups to scale in several areas, including healthcare and data analytics. We have our venture capital investors that are looking at potential investment opportunities in Singapore, and increasingly, for example, Vertex Ventures has come to Japan to invest in the Japanese startups as well. It's our Temasek linked VC. And then we also have our network of research institutions that are helping to, develop the tech to be commercialized with the companies. And that's where also Singapore's very large pool of multinational enterprises comes in, and also the base of Japanese corporates. So really everyone is working in synergy together. I think we have a lot of opportunities for win-win collaboration here. So I would like to take this opportunity to introduce ACE, our very important ecosystem partner. If you don't remember Enterprise Singapore, just remember ACE. I think it's much easier to remember. They are our industry association that looks at startup support, and I'll let Gretel introduce the rest. Thank you.
Thank you. ありがとうございました。続きましては、シンガポールの支援機関 ACE からのオープニングリマークとなります。Next will be the opening remark from ACE Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Gretel Che from ACE Singapore.
Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here at HEC Osaka together with Enterprise Singapore and our Singapore delegation today. So I'm Gretel from the Global Partnerships team. So today I'll be just sharing a little bit more about ACE. So what ACE actually stands for is Action Committee for Entrepreneurship. So how we support startups and foster a thriving startup ecosystem in Singapore while building bridges for global collaborations. So at ACE, as the national voice for Singapore startup ecosystem, our mission is to empower startups, advocate for their needs, catalyze meaningful collaborations across the ecosystem, and enable growth through tailored supports and resources. So our initiatives are built on 5 key pillars. So definitely the most important part, which is startups, we actively support startup growth by collaborating with ecosystem partners to provide resources, mentorships, and opportunities. As for the public sector, we work closely with government agencies to actually organize events such as dialogues with ministers to actually provide a platform for our startups to actually share their thoughts with the ministries, as well as also provide any feedbacks. And thirdly, ACE works closely with corporations to actually identify their strategic needs and facilitate some of these collaboration opportunities with startups, such as open innovation challenges or events facilitating reverse pitchings and more. And on the 4th part, which is raise capitals, which is one of the most important parts that startups are looking at. So connecting startups with investors is also one of our key focus for our communities. We actually have flagship fundraising events every quarter, bringing VCs, family offices, even CVCs together into one space to actually help to facilitate and kickstart some of the first conversations. And lastly, last but not least, we also are really passionate about promoting entrepreneurship among the youth, instilling an innovation mindset early on with our partners from the Institute of Higher Learning, such as polytechnics and universities. So following that, we'd like to focus on 3 key priorities for ACE. So firstly, like what I mentioned before, which is the youth entrepreneurship, we always like to support and encourage young incubators to actually embrace entrepreneur thinkings. So as for ecosystem building, connecting startups with resources and ecosystem partners to actually build a vibrant environment for collaboration and innovation. And lastly, global connectivity, supporting startups and expanding into international and welcoming startups from all over the world to Singapore. So just a very quick overview on Singapore's startup ecosystem today. As mentioned by Amanda earlier on, we are fortunate to have many ecosystem partners working alongside with ACE to support the community and accelerating the growth of the startups that bring stakeholders like investors, corporates, partners like ourselves together to identify growth opportunities for our startups, enhancing market accessibility, and at the same time overcoming hurdles by addressing deeper challenges through our partners and government interventions. So at this point, I also like to take the chance to introduce Stage 1, one of ACE's most exciting initiatives this year, launched by our Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Heng Swee Keat, at Switch last month. So what is Stage 1? Stage 1, it's a joint collaboration by Enterprise Singapore as well as EDB with ACE as the appointed partner. So this initiative is designed to serve as a one-stop platform and a receptacle platform that brings local and global startups community together under one roof. So it focuses on supporting startups in 3 key areas: setup and incorporation, capability building for growth, and internationalization. So I'll just do a very quick run through. So for setup and incorporation, we provide business advisory services with our partners to help to help both local and foreign startups to actually navigate Singapore's regulations from incorporations, legal, taxation, and even IPs. Stage 1 will also provide access to Launchpad, one of Singapore's largest startup community that allows you to actually leverage support and even co-working spaces through ACE or our partners. So for capability building, startups can get access to opportunities for fundraising, collaboration, business matching through accelerator programs and open innovation programs with corporates, or even events such as Meet the Investor sessions, along with opportunities to connect with mentors, as well as our in-house business advisors to our in-residence clinic sessions. And lastly, for internationalization, through market insight sessions, advisory services, and emergent programs, we help startups to actually explore and expand into overseas markets, including soft landing supports and in key global hubs. So with our extensive network of partners, ACE organize regular events to support you in the development needs of your startups to be fully immersed in Singapore's vibrant startup ecosystem and direct connections to ecosystem partners, corporate partners, and even overseas partners as shown over here. So if you are looking to grow, connect, or scale, Stage 1 is going to be the gateway to these opportunities, and we invite you to be part of this journey as we bridge ecosystem, foster innovation, and support startups from all over the world. So connect with us today, and let's continue this conversation about how ACE and Stage 1 can help with your startup journey. Thank you so much.
はい、ありがとうございました。Thank you. 続きましては、スタートアップによるピッチセッションに移りたいと思います。So next, we would like to move on to the pitch session from Singapore startups. And first, let's go with the first startups. The first startup will be TicTac. And please welcome Mr. Kevin Kwa from TicTac.
おはようございます。My name is Kevin. I'm the CEO and co-founder of TicTac. So TicTac, we consider ourselves leaders in data-centric AI. We are a company that has started in Singapore since 2019, and we actually have quite a lot of experience among the co-founders in developing artificial intelligence. We're one of the companies that is accredited by the Singapore government, and also one really interesting thing about us is that we are also a social enterprise because part of our business model is in giving back to the community, allowing them to participate in the AI economy. So we're a company that focuses a lot on data collection, annotation, as well as helping companies deploy data-centric AI models. What we believe is that while it comes to AI, a lot of what happens is that there is very low data quality as well as quantity, and this leads to very inaccurate AI models. What we seek to do is to solve this problem in a very, very efficient manner. We help our clients to be able to augment their data and AI capabilities so that they can go faster as well as more accurate when it comes to deploying AI models. And one thing that we have developed as our own proprietary technology is our TicTac application. So this application actually takes in and relies on a crowdsourced manner to be able to get a lot of data, whether it is in terms of images, audio, video, or text. And this allows us to be able to very quickly get the data sets that are needed in a very high quality and efficient manner to train AI models. So this is how our business model typically looks like. Our companies that we work with will actually come to us and say, we need a lot of images of cats or dogs or like street signs or roads, right? And we would help them to collect these data sets, right? So whether it is images, audio, video, or text, we would usually charge by a per data unit basis. And then after that, they would say, we will need to annotate or label this such that they can become the data sets needed to train AI models, right? So again, this is on a per data unit basis. We have also developed our own applied AI platform. This allows us to be able to help companies deploy state-of-the-art open source models very quickly using their own data sets. So no longer is it an economy where you have to develop your own models all the time. You're able to pick up on any of these very, very useful open source models, right? It could be to the likes of like Llama 3 from Meta, for instance. And these are you can use this with your own data sets to get very, very high quality models as well. So this is what it usually looks like when it comes to deploying an AI model. You usually would have to do your data collection as well as your data preparation, the labeling. Then we would come in to help you to train the models, right? So we will also maintain the quality of these models because over time your data may drift. And because we take a data-centric approach to this, your data set will always remain relevant with human impact, human feedback as well. So these are some of the companies we worked with in the past. For instance, there is a company that focuses on self-driving cars. We help them to label a lot of data sets in order to make sure that these are very accurate, because safety is really important when it comes to self-driving and safety detection. We also worked in a very smart city kind of manner, because here, this company wanted to do building defect detection, right? So what we've been able to do is to be able to help them to detect all of these defects and label them as well, so that the AI can actually automatically pick this up. You also worked with more like civil engineering use cases, where we had to look at traffic monitoring. How do we count the cars on the road? Which direction are they going in? How do we make sure that the make and model of the car is accurate as well, right? And this helps to be able to allow for less congestion within the roads. And in this use case, we actually had to use a large crowd to be able to collect many data sets of people speaking in different languages, as well as collecting different audio clips, so that we could train an AI model that was able to recognize when people were saying certain things in different languages. Yeah, so the ability for us to very quickly collect, for instance, from languages like Bahasa Indo, from like simplified Mandarin Chinese, from even Thai and Vietnamese as well. This was very critical to them to be able to achieve very high accuracy for the AI model. And last but not least, as an example, we also worked with a very large farming agriculture company to be able to help them to do fruit counting. So once you're done harvesting your fruits, how do we very quickly verify that there are 25 of these fruit bunches, to be able to count them very quickly and verify this, so that you can pay the farmers on time as well. Right, so as you can see, we work within a very wide variety of different use cases. What we focus on is the data-centric nature of AI. So just as a very quick, I don't have time to run through all of the videos, but just to very quickly show you a few examples, and I'll probably have to cut the video halfway as well. So some of these will be related to, for instance, trend analysis. Right now, previously in the past, you would have to look at a lot of spreadsheets. Now, actually, you can feed all of this into an AI model, and it will actually put out very accurate trend analysis for you based on different kinds of factors. Right. So this is one example of using structured to semi-structured data to be able to come up with a trend analysis model. We also worked on facial detection as well. So that's my somewhat tired-looking face. And this is a video that we fed in, so we can actually pull out a lot of frames of just my face, right? Because it actually uses my face to do the facial detection with just one picture, right? So within this video as well, we were able to extract a bunch of different frames of just me within the context of the video. I don't think I can skip forward and there you go. It's just me, like a lot of different faces. Yeah, same guy. We also developed a model that's able to do very quick inventory scanning, right? So nowadays, like the barcodes and QR codes can come in all shapes and sizes. We're able to pick this up very quickly using an AI model as well. And this one is interesting as well, because it is a use case that comes up over and over again, especially in the context of smart cities, right? How do we ensure that people are being safe at work, right? Are they going into zones that are going to be dangerous for them? Are they wearing the proper protective equipment? And within the context of like even people tracking within CCTV footage as well, this is able to be done, whether it's for a security or a conference kind of use case. And lastly, here we have vehicle counting, right? Very, very easily solved, but it has to be contextualized for each different location that you might need it to be at. So we have over 20 million plus data tasks delivered so far, and over 25,000 different taggers. We worked with a lot of different clients over our lifespan of just 4 years. And for us, how we compare is that we really pride ourselves on accuracy as well as the ability to get very contextual data. So these are some of the clients we've worked with. We've also been featured for our social impact as well. And my team is based across Singapore, most of Singapore, Indonesia, as well as Korea. We are very, very interested in entering the Japanese market and seeing how we can help businesses connect between Japan and the rest of Southeast Asia as well. Yeah, so thank you so much for your time.
はい、ありがとうございました。続きましては2社目の登壇となります。We will go to the second third companies, and I would like to introduce Mr. Kevin Sim from Eigen Digital.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So my name is Kevin. I represent Eigen Digital. So Eigen Digital, we are a software company that is focused on the clean tech industry, delivering solutions for renewable energy, such as for solar, as well as for EV charging as well. So we know that energy transition and e-mobility transition is very difficult, right? Some of the challenges that includes, trying to integrate traditional fuel energy sources with renewable energy as well, trying to scale them, especially in a very decentralized network, and trying to optimize the use of renewable energy, trying to optimize the use of electrification, and most importantly, trying to monetize them, right? Obviously, renewable energy systems, new technologies have to be monetized, have to result in savings. So these are just some of the pain points that we are looking to solve in these fields. And today I'll share some examples in terms of solutions with regards to e-mobility transiting into using of electric vehicles or EVs. So on the left, you see that this is a charge management software, and this is for city planners, for corporates, for fleet companies to adopt in order to manage a EV charging infrastructure and network. And on the right, this is a EV charging app that is meant for consumers to easily use EV charging services. So our EV charging management system, or CSMS, basically allows for companies, corporates, and city government to quickly implement charging infrastructure, allowing them real-time management of the charging infrastructure, including visualization of availability status, trying to set the charging price, as well as download reports. So with one platform, regardless of the brand of charging hardware that you're using and what kind of pricing model that you have, you're able to manage this centrally within one dashboard as well. And it scales to different locations, it scales to different countries. You're able to set, pricing with taxes, without taxes, different currencies as well. We are certified by the Open Charge Alliance, which is basically the international body for charger infrastructure, communications, and compatibility. We're also cybersecurity certified. So this is just some of the examples of the hardware manufacturers that we have already tested and working with. Yep. So for the consumer side, we have a mobile app as well. It's called Kigo. So this is actually active in 3 countries right now. We're in Singapore, we're in the Philippines, and Thailand. Basically, it's a one-stop shop that allows you to locate for charging infrastructure, to check on the availability, and then to pay for charging infrastructure, pay for your charging services as well. We're in the process of integrating with PayPay, such that you're able to use e-wallets for your charging services. There are several partnership opportunities as well for corporates. We could do location-based advertorial opportunities as well, promotional campaigns, and to actually integrate partnering networks as well. So just a very quick pitch. If you guys have any questions or anything, I'm happy to share more over at my booth. Thank you so much.
ありがとうございました。続きましては3社目の登壇となります。So we'll go to the third startups, and the third startup will be QuickBot Technologies. Please welcome Mr. Alan from QuickBot Technologies.
Hi, good morning. My name is Alan. I'm the founder and CEO of, I'm the founder and CEO of QuickBot Technology. QuickBot is basically a company that's trying to transform urban logistics for tomorrow's city. I'm going to, after this, give you a brief video to show you what exactly we do. It's tough to actually use 2 sentences to say what we do, as we are addressing one of the most complex problems of tomorrow. So let me share a video and you can take a look at it. And after that, my colleague Fabian will then conduct the presentation on my behalf in Japanese, so to help the Japanese-speaking audience to understand what we do. Thank you. Great.
QuickBot Technologies is an autonomous final mile delivery platform. We provide B2C and B2B delivery services using IoT devices and mobile robots. With our mobile app, our B2C users can purchase retail goods from nearby merchants like 7-Eleven. These purchases are conveniently deposited into our smart lockers, which are quickly carried by our robots to the customer. When the robot has arrived, customers receive a notification to retrieve their item. We use the same system in our B2B scenario to deliver packages for logistic providers like FedEx and SingPost. QuickBot is presently operating at the Esplanade MRT station and South Beach development. Our robots will soon be operating at an office building near you. At QuickBot, we make delivery better.
Hi everybody, my name is Fabian Tan. I think, I promised Alan I'll be doing this in Japanese, but before going into the Japanese part, I thought I would just do a very quick intro in English as well, because I see many of our friends who are evidently not Japanese. So first of all, I'm Fabian Tan and I'm actually Singaporean. I've been living in Japan for the last 4 years. This event, Osaka Springboard, I would like to give a big thank you to especially Megumi-san and also Hack OSAKA team and Hankyu Hanshin team. And it holds very special significance to me. First of all, as representative of QuickBot, advisor to QuickBot in Japan. And secondly, because I was previously from Enterprise Singapore. And thirdly, because I'm also an advisor to the urban management team in Hankyu Hanshin, which is very interested to bring foreign startups to Osaka. And what's so special about QuickBot? Evidently, it's very special, right? Because I've been supporting many startups to come into Japan, many Singaporean startups coming to Japan, but QuickBot is very special for one big reason, because the solution that it brings is very much fit with what Japan needs, what Japan requires. We know that Japan's population is falling. We know that Japan is facing an aging population. And it's very hard to find people in the gig economy for delivery. And however, on the other hand, the needs for e-commerce just goes up every day. We use Amazon, right? We use Rakuten. And a lot of these deliveries, they have to be undertaken by human beings. And how do we actually... And it's really impossible to get rid of all the human beings in the whole process, because that's not realistic. I think where we are talking about for QuickBot is really in terms of reduction of the labor component. And also, there's a SDG component. I think in globally we call it ESG, carbon neutrality, reduction of carbon emissions as well. So now let me present the rest of the presentation in Japanese. QuickBot と日本は実はとてもふさわしいと思っております。自立型プラットフォームと言われていますが、もともと今の宅急便はデリバリーの事業は何か例えば Amazon で何か買ってそしてデリバリーが佐川でも大和さんでもその宅急便が我々のオフィスもしくは家にデリバリーが入ってきます。でもクイックボットのコンセプトがちょっと違います。例えばここはグランフラント大阪ですね。そして周りのビルディングは結構何箇所があります。もしくは例えば阪急阪神の3番街とか周りの周囲ホテルもありますしデパートもありますしオフィスもあります。そして宅急便の方例えば大和さんがもしセントラルデリバリーポイントが来てそして全部の贈り物荷物を全部ロボットをお任せします。そして残りはロボットがやってもらいます。ロボットが1回、2回、3回、4回、5回、30回まで、50回まで、エレベーターも自分で乗ることができます。さっきビデオをご覧になりましたが、あれはシンガポールのエスプラネード、釈迦駅に近いですが、その地下鉄の駅から、そしてクイックボットのロボットが荷物をもらって、そして その複合施設のホテル、マリオットホテル、30階まで、20階まで、そしてクイックボットは自分でそのロボットが登っていけると思います。その市場はとてつもなくとてつもないと思います。とてもでかい市場なんですが、337.5 ビリオンのその宅配の事業なんですが、そしてさっき申し上げた通り、そのカーボンリダクションのこと、サステイナビリティ、そして人件費の削減もいろいろができると思います。シンガポールですでにそのイコシステムが立ててありますが、そして一つを申し上げたいのは、クイックボットはシンガポールのスマートシティは結構貢献しております。そしてシンガポールのデジタル庁 IMDA から$1 ミリオンのグラント、1億円のグラントを受賞されて、そして今シンガポールの何か所、例えばシンガポールのチャンギ空港もいろいろ実証実験を行っております。それはチームメンバーなんですが、アレン社長はさっきプレゼンテーションしまして、でもチームはシンガポールで、そしてソフトウェアチームとハードウェアチーム、IoT チーム、そして実は元アンタープライズシンガポールの3人も入っておりますから、アドバイスとして、そして国際の拡大のプランなんですが、2026年は2025年はシンガポール、2026年今いろいろ準備しているところなんですが、ジャパン日本では大阪、福岡、東京、主には高層ビルが集中されているところ、例えば梅田、そして丸の内のようなところ、そして実は私とアレン社長は先週ドバイに行ってきました。ドバイで実は2つの MOU が結んでおります。ドバイのスマートシティとドバイのアラメックスはドバイのヤマトの方ような会社です。はい、そして今実は我々がシンガポールとその他の地域で展開するために$1000万を調達しております。そして日本のインベスターも大歓迎です。どうもありがとうございます。ご清聴に。そして最後さっきアレンさんとちょっとディスカッションしました。まだ時間がございますか？あと1分か。はい。シンガポールでは実はとてもいいディベロップメントがございました。2つのコマーシャルアグリーメント、1つはシンガポールの新ポスト、もう1つはフェデックスさんもうすでに結んでおります。そして次はDHL というアメリカその大手のロジスティックスの会社もシンガポールで展開する予定です。そして過去2、3日我々が東京、大阪でいろいろなミーティングが行っておりますが、主にはその物流の会社ヤマトさんと佐川さんにもいろいろ商談中ですから、皆さんもしそのプレゼンテーションの後でクイックボットに何か興味がございましたら、ぜひいろいろご相談ください。ありがとうございました。Thank you。
はい、ありがとうございました。続きましては4社目の登壇となります。We'll go through the four startups, and fourth startup will be Etavolt, and I would like to introduce Mr. Zhou Ming Yap from Etavolt.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. I'm Zhou Ming from Etavolt. So Etavolt is actually an NTU spin-off company, and we focus on providing solutions across the entire PV life cycle. So this is from procurement to maintenance to end of life for PV systems. So we have a few products. For the procurement side, we have ETAGen. The green circle with the N inside, that's the Greek symbol for ETA. So it represents efficiency for PV systems. So ETAGen is our software-based product. It's our automated solar quotation software that helps prospective buyers come up with system quotations in about 3 minutes. For maintenance side of things, we have ETATune, which is our AI-powered PV system health check. And we also have ETAMax, which is our patented technology that uses intense light to maximize PV performance. And lastly, for end of life, we have ItaPort, which is our smart recycling platform that brings simple solar recycling to your doorstep. And today, the focus will be mostly about ItaPort. If you are interested in any of our other products, do feel free to approach me in the exhibition. So why is recycling such a big deal, right? So actually, we are seeing an acceleration of solar panel waste growth with IRENA, the International Renewable Energy Agency, estimating that there will be 78 megatons of solar waste by 2050. And that accounts for about 229 megatons of CO2 equivalent for emissions and $6 billion of carbon tax. And right now, there's shockingly very limited amount of recycling infrastructure over the world, with less than 10% of solar panels being effectively recycled today. And it has garnered a lot of significant media attention, as you can see here, with Harvard Business Review even calling it the dark side of solar power. So there's an increasing need and demand for solar recycling solutions. And same thing for on the regulatory side of things. We are seeing more and more regulations on solar waste. And that's why ItaVote has come up with ItaPort to try to be part of the solution to this increasing problem. So this is our solution. It's a recycling platform that's built and designed to be housed inside a 40-foot container. And this container is therefore built for decentralized operation. So why ItaPort? So firstly, obviously, being in a 40-foot container, it allows for a new way of doing transportation for solar recycling. So on the right, you can see that for a centralized facility, for a 2 megawatt solar farm located about 200 kilometers away from a centralized facility, it costs about $2 for every panel to transport for recycling. Using ItaPort, we can lower the cost to about 63 cents, which is about a 70% decrease in transportation costs. ItaPort is also environmentally friendly. Being a green process, it doesn't use any chemical or thermal processes, focusing on mainly mechanical processes. And this also allows us to have a high material recovery rate of more than 95% and a minimized carbon footprint. So on the right, you can see comparing to landfill, compared to LGRF, FRALP, we have significantly less carbon emissions, with landfill being about 353 kilograms of CO2 equivalent, while ItaPort uses about 0.93, less than 1 kg. We also built ItaPort to be simple to operate. So it has, first of all, a fast setup time compared to a centralized facility. Instead of having to have 3 months to 6 months of setup time, we have managed to reduce it to less than a week. At the same time, we have process control software that we have built in-house to maximize that efficiency. ItaPort is also profit maximizing with a quick break-even time as fast as 8.5 months. And we are able to generate an automated report for carbon reporting. And based on our calculations, this can potentially increase the revenue generation by up to 100% if we do the carbon accounting correctly. ItaPort is obviously also very scalable, both in terms of geographically and in terms of its capacity. So for geographically, you are able to access a larger geographical area worth of solar farms, solar assets through the mobile platform. As for capacity, our modularity allows for increase in capacity just through adding multiple ItaPorts. And if you see the gray color port at the end, that is an upcycling facility that we're trying to develop right now. And in fact, we are trying to expand regionally to create networks of regional recycling hubs using the upcycling facility as the main central portion. So we are looking to get hubs going in ASEAN region, in EU. Japan is a very big market for us, as well as Australia. So we are looking for partners who are interested in developing a network of regional recycling with us and through ItaPort. Yeah, so if you're interested, do look for me in the exhibition hall. Thank you.
はい、ありがとうございました。 いよいよ最後のスタートアップの登壇となります。We'll go to the last startups pitching, and the last startup will be Infinity Cube. And please welcome Junrong from Infinity Cube.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Junrong, the CEO of Infinity Cube. Okay. So we are a battery energy storage solutions provider from Singapore. So what we aim is to provide cost-effective and clean energy solutions to construction industry and other industrialized applications. So this is how our product looks like. It has an energy management system which acts as the brain of this battery energy storage system. So what it does, as its name says, it manages energy efficiently. So it can take energy from renewable sources, standby generators, or even the power grid to boost, make power more efficient and provide to residential and construction. So our key features is that we are able to do fast charging of these battery cubes. It's a fully automated system and a cloud monitoring system. So you are able to view all this telematics data online, and you can remotely control and configure all these applications through an app or from the comfort of your home. So from there, you can get all this data of how your construction site or your businesses is using power. And from there, you can also try to optimize your power consumption. Yeah. And we are also able to synchronize with other sources like solar or even traditional generators and even grid. We have our inbuilt fire safety protection system that is certified in Singapore. So what we aim to do is to accelerate the transition to either remove diesel generators totally from construction sites or reduce the need for diesel generators. Yeah. So what we aim to do is to partner with construction companies and equipment rental business to bring our solutions to construction sites. So currently our solutions are already in use in Singapore and Australia. Yeah, so this is an overview of how the approaches is like. I think the old ways of using traditional generators, everyone is familiar, high operational costs in terms of diesel, carbon. And also the new approach, what we are doing here is to reduce the environmental impact and reduce diesel usage, and also provide a constant power supply. Yeah, so this is what we are looking for in Japan, partnerships to expand our service portfolio and also to help you guys to attract new clients, those who are looking to make your businesses more sustainable. So this is how energy and emission comparison will look like. So you could see that it's a bit small, but you could see that in the bottom will be the conventional mode, whereby it would typically, let's say, burn around 280,000 Singapore dollars yearly and about 400,000 kilograms in emissions. However, after using our solution, they are able to cut down to cost about 180,000 a year and about 100,000 in CO2 savings. So this is from an actual case study that we are doing in Singapore. Yeah. So yes. Currently, what we aim to do this year by 2025 is to have 150 of these units deployed in Singapore and Australia, as well as established in 5 other countries, and to achieve 15 million in sales revenue. Currently, we have more than 50 units deployed in Singapore and Australia. So what makes us special is that we are very focused on innovation. We continue to do R&D to bring more such BSS products and improve our energy management system platform. And we also have a very good understanding of our customer needs, in especially our construction background, where we understand how they use power and what is needed to improve the energy efficiency on sites. Yeah, this is some of our clientele. We have local, government, and private sectors. Yeah.
We've implemented Infinity Cube's best.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna play a video that would explain better.
実際の例をいくつか紹介し、バッテリーエネルギー貯蔵システム BESS が運用における課題をどのように解決し、どんな実用的なソリューションを提供してきたのかご覧いただきましょう。シンガポールの請負業者は送電網からの送電線を設置する際、電力の供給不足や9ヶ月に及ぶ長期の待機時間といった課題に直面します。そのため指導電流の大きいタワークレーンの起動にはディーゼル発電機がよく選ばれます。タワークレーンの始動時にかかる荷重によって必要とされるディーゼル発電機が電力容量を決めます。ただし残りの運転に必要な電力は通常10分の1以下であるため、無駄なエネルギー消費が発生するわけです。HTB の建設現場では50トンのタワークレーンを2台稼働させており、またグリッド電源が利用できなかったため、各タワークレーンに 600kVA の発電機で電力を供給していました。そしてハイブリッドな解決策として BESS と 400kVA の発電機を2から50トンあるタワークレーンのために導入しました。その結果、発電機の数は2台から1台に、容量も 600kVA から 400kVA に削減。さらに燃料消費量は 68% 削減され、年間10万ドルの長期的な燃料コストの節約を達成しました。騒音レベルも大幅に低減し、従業員と周辺地域に配慮できました。また、環境汚染も軽減し、年間20万 kg の炭素削減にもつながっています。これは189台の車を道路から取り除くのと同等です。さらに BESS は迅速かつ効率的な電力供給ができており、シームレスなプラグ&プレイのシステムを採用することで実現しています。設置したその日から電力が供給されることを確実にします。BESS はディーゼル発電機に比べて約30倍静かで、バッテリーを使用しているため有害なガスを排出しません。したがって住宅地には理想的な選択です。
Yeah, so this is sharing some of the case study I've done. So these are all actual case studies that have been running for the past year, in some more than 2 years. So you can see that this case is in a concrete batching plant. I've helped them save about 150,000 liters of diesel and around 420,000 kilograms of CO2. This is a tower crane for building apartments. So we have helped them to save about 70,000 liters. So we have seen great figures up to 85% reduction in diesel, and overall an average of at least 50% diesel reduction. Yeah. So these are some of the other examples. If you are interested in the case study, because it was in Japanese, we have other case studies as well on YouTube. So you could just search Infinity Cube Private Limited on YouTube, and it will show you give more explanation of how battery energy storage system works. Yeah, so thank you for the time. Yeah, thank you everyone.
はい、以上をもちまして、スタートアップからのピッチを終了とさせていただきます。いかがでしょうか。本日のプログラムはこれで終了させていただきたいと思います。本日のイベントにつきましては、Q&A とかネットワーキングのセッションはございません。その代わりに、登壇した企業5社は、あちらのスタートアップショーケースの展示会場で出展をしておりますので、ご興味がある方はぜひお立ち寄りください。This is for end of the pitch sessions for the startups, and please be reminded that we have no Q&A and networking sessions for this event. Instead, the presenting companies will be exhibiting at the exhibition area behind you, and please feel free to reach out to them if you're interested or if you have any questions. それと最後にですね、お手元にあるこの紙でですね、QR コードがございます。こちらでQR コードで簡単なアンケートとつながりますので、簡単なフィードバックをいただくと大変ありがたく存じます。And for this paper at your seat, there's a QR code over here, and please give us your feedback through the quick survey, and we highly appreciate your feedbacks. そしたら皆様、本日はご来場ご視聴いただきまして誠にありがとうございました。そして、and once again, thank you for coming for this event today, and enjoy your rest of your day in HEC Osaka. Thank you.